Welcome back to 90s Gay, where we celebrate the glitter, grit and glory of queer pop culture from your favourite decade. On this episode, we're joined by Donna Lory and Niki Harris, two iconic vocalists, dancers and Madonna collaborators. You know their voices, you know their moves, and if you were anywhere near a TV, radio or stadium, you definitely felt their impact. The harmonies and presence of Niki and Donna defined an era. In this episode, we start with their latest work, the fresh new music they've created with fellow Madonna collaborator, the Grammy-winning DJ Tracy Young, and then rewind right back to their first life-changing encounters with the Queen of Pop. We revisit the Who's That Girl tour, the moment Niki and Donna were launched onto the biggest stage in the world. So buckle up, this is a story of sisterhood, talent, fate, and two voices that shaped pop history. This is 90s Gay. Let's get into it.
How are you guys today?
It's been a busy one. It's been a real busy one.
You had a show the other night, is that right?
Had shows the other night, Easter performances, and then now Donna and I are definitely trying to produce our next photo shoot and getting ready for our stuff with Tracy Young. So we've been crazed, and I'm leaving town to go up north to go do more concerts. So we're just trying to do a bunch of stuff in a very few days.
Yeah. It's good to be busy though.
Okay.
I like it.
It is.
Congratulations on the new single.
Thank you.
The collaboration with Tracy Young, it is a banger.
I think so too.
It's so cool to hear you guys together again. Tell me how the collaboration came about with Tracy.
Donna?
Wow. Well, we had reconnected and been speaking for a while. I remember Tracy a few months ago sent us some tracks over text, and we just were getting really excited about working together. We all met up in Mexico City for a private event. So I think that's what really solidified our kind of reconnection, and we definitely knew we wanted to.
Yeah, she's been a longtime friend.
To do some great things together.
She's been a real longtime friend of mine, and she's like besties with my assistant. And we've been talking about doing some work together, solo stuff. But since Don and I had all this music, we were like, she should remix some of our stuff. And then she heard some of our stuff at the Mexico gig. And she was like, that's it. Because we had other producers make a dance show for us because we already had all this music, but we needed dance mixes. So we had all these different producers doing these dance mixes. And we were like, and then when Tracy heard it, she's like, I want to do that song. And it turned out we were doing a remake of a Shaka song, I Know You, I Live You. And she was like, I got to do that song. And then she start sending us tracks. And she brought DJ Save My Life to us. And we thought it was perfect because it's like her being the DJ, us singing that song was, we could sing it in our sleep. It was so easy. And we did it. We literally made a song from Miami, California, and Georgia. We all did our individual, and it came together.
I was going to say that first Niki put her vocals down, and then I went in the studio here, put my vocals down, then we sent them to Tracy, and then she worked her magic. But we were singing over an initial track that she had this track for, I don't know how long. She'd been holding on to this track. And then it just worked perfectly that we could, we wanted to do it and put our voices on, and she had a good time mixing it. And I think people are enjoying it.
It is a smash.
Thank you.
It sounds so good. It gives me goosebumps to listen to it. The blend of you guys together is always iconic, but just to hear on that dance beat.
Wait until you hear the follow-up.
What was your
We got some more coming.
Right.
Ooh, that question's coming up. I was going to ask about that. I had my fingers crossed. I wanted a whole album.
We do too.
What was your response? What was your response or your reaction when you heard the finished mixed for the first time?
Really honest with you, I'm gonna be really honest with you. I was so amazed that it was so easy. It was like that I forgot.
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, with Donna and I, when Niki and Donna get together, it's like talking to each other. I was like, okay, I wanted to mess with it a little bit more, and we were like, no, actually, it's really good, just like it is right now. It was really quite easy. I know
it was perfect, and I was in Las Vegas, and I went to the gym in the hotel, and I got on that bike, and I put the mixes on, and it was amazing. So that was the first time I really listened to the finished mixes.
I did it in my car.
It was incredible.
In my car. If it sounds good in your car and you're driving around with it, then okay, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And I
true.
rarely like
That's
my
cool that it
voice anyway. I mean, other people can listen to me, but when it's like hearing your voice back on an answering machine. You know, it's like, but I was like, no, I really like this. It felt really good.
Yeah,
amazing.
that's great.
Nice that it came
I
together so
agree.
easily. I think the things that are meant to be should feel like that. It should feel effortless and easy, and there's just that flow. Yeah. Now, can we expect
Yeah.
more? That was the question that we kind of like got excited about. Can we expect more from this powerhouse trio? I would die to hear a full album of dance floor anthems from the three of you.
Wouldn't that be amazing? I feel like that's what we're
Our intention.
working
Yeah.
towards. It's our intention.
We
And Tracy's, we're all really busy, but she's going back out with Cyndi Lauper. So we're trying to like, use the windows of time. We're trying to finish some tracks.
We've got one song that we wanted that she already
definitely
did, but then a writer, Kipper Jones, in Atlanta, wrote a song for us called Water. And Tracy was like, no, this has got to be the follow-up. So she's working on that one right now. I mean, he did stuff for Brandy. I want to be down. He wrote that for her. And he wrote all these things for Vanessa Williams, Welcome to the Comfort Zone, and Right Stuff. And he wrote all these songs with her. And we were like, he brought these songs to us. And so he's got another one that's coming. So they're working on it. So I'm just hoping that they finish it because we need to get our vocals done.
There's definitely some stuff up the sleeve. Yeah. Yeah, it just ticks all the boxes. Covers like the club community, the Madonna fandom, the queer audience. What's been the response so far from all the different communities?
We paint with so many colors. I'm sorry. Sorry,
Yeah.
Donna. I've gotten
go.
nothing but positive stuff from everyone regarding, our collaboration. People are really excited. And the good news is like I said, Donna and I, we do so many types of music that like, if this doesn't work, we try that, we do this. And there's never a no. It's always a yes with us. So that's the good news.
Yeah, I have a really good feeling about this. We got together a few years ago and made an acoustic album, and we wanted to kind of get back to like just the essence of our voices together with acoustic instruments. But now this is a long time coming for us to do like an album or EP of dance music. And I'm like in a place in my life, I just want to have fun and celebrate and dance, just keep dancing. So I'm really excited for what we can do together.
Right. Actually, Donna, I have some things to tell you too. I want to piggyback on what she said. Not only is it good to keep dancing, I think people are yearning for it. I think people are really yearning just to feel good for a minute. I think people are overwhelmed and bogged down with bad information, bad news. It's not the news anymore. It's the old, because it's the same old thing over and over. And I think people really are, just so ready to just take to celebratory music and just say, you know what, I'm just grateful for this moment right now. I'm grateful to be here, to be dancing with my friend. I'm grateful to be singing with my friend. And actually, we had a show the other night where Donna came and sang. It was my birthday show, but Donna sang, and we had so many people from the industry, and one of the biggest casting agents came to our show, and I didn't even know because I'm blind, and he was sitting in the front row. This is part of what I wanted to tell you. And he said that when Donna and I got up on stage together and started singing Carefully Taught, he said that it was like a balm, literally BALM, that went over the audience, and watching that people just needed to be okay with saying, hey, it's not okay right now what I was feeling. And I just want to just feel good in my heart right now. And like sit next to people that I don't know and be in rooms with people that don't necessarily think the same, but we're all singing the same song for this moment. And he was like, there's something there. You too have something there. And so the thing that we thought several years ago when we first started this, there's other people out there who are getting it. I really believe that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
I feel like the beauty is too that you can do it all. Like the acoustic stuff is incredible, and you can do an acoustic version and a dance versions of some songs. The fact that you guys have such diversity in your appeal, but also the sound of your voices. I mean, Talk about bang for your buck. Like, you can get so much mileage out of each song.
We got some mileage on us,
true.
honey.
It's
We got
true.
some mileage on us.
Yeah.
For sure.
And we have a lot of different versions in us. You know what I wanted to say too? If you could hear us all, like the three of us, Tracy and Nikki and I, on a call, it's like there's so much excitement and love there. And now we're planning this photo shoot, which I know no matter what we do, it's going to be so much fun. So there's like, I personally don't have any stress about it because I know it's just this is flowing and it's just all going to come together. The clothes, the styling, the whole thing. And at the end of the day, we're going to have a really good time no matter what.
It's always a moment
nice.
to be
Is
able
this
to
a
take
photo
together.
shoot?
Important.
Yeah. Is
we
this
do
a
that.
photo shoot of you guys and Tracy together?
Yeah.
Nice.
TND.
Yeah, she works
the
on-
the next dimension. Taking it to the next dimension. TND. Tracy, Nikki, and Donna. Yes.
Yeah, she does a lot of shoots with an amazing photographer
He's
called Mike
doing it.
Ruiz, and like, you guys,
He's doing it with us.
He's doing it.
He's coming.
Yeah.
it just clicked in my brain because I was like, they work together a lot. He would be the perfect
He's coming from New
person
York
to-
out here
I mean, he's
to
worked
do it with us.
Nice. Yeah, I spoke to him just a little while ago.
We're
He's the
lucky.
best.
We're very,
He's
very
incredible.
blessed.
Oh, great. Yeah, we are.
Oh, nice. That's unreal. Okay, take us back right to the very
Uh-oh.
start now, the origin story. You both come from incredible musical families. Tell me, how did you discover that you had this gift that you were blessed with, and then how did you hone that craft? Donna, I'll start with you on this one.
With me?
Yeah. How did
Okay.
you discover that you were blessed with this gift?
I remember just early on singing along with records, but I was really inspired by my older sister, who's 8 years. She had passed away a few years ago, but she was 8 years older. She started singing, taking voice lessons, and singing professionally when I was really little. And it was so inspiring to me, because my dad was in the music business and he had known people that hired kids to sing on movies and commercials and things. So she had started working, and I just looked up to her so much, and I wanted to do that as well. And then I realized singing along with records, the radio, and everything that I could harmonize, and used to sing along with like Linda Ronstadt, Barbara Streisand, and all the great singers of that time. And I just knew. I knew it brought me so much joy to sing. I knew that from a really early age, I knew that was my passion for sure.
Yeah, that's really powerful to discover your calling so early in life.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Nikki, tell me about you discovering music and discovering this gift.
Oh wow! I was deep in Donna's story because I'm like, I always forget how like these parallel roads we walk. I too had a father was in the music business and grew up. I was the youngest of 6. I had an older sister who was the beauty of the family and sang her, and who passed away too early. And I actually went to school to be a history teacher. I had no interest in being a singer. I simply started singing because I could make money at it and because I knew a lot of songs. And when I moved to California to go to college, I met all these musicians who knew my dad. And they were like, "Whoa, well, do you sing?" And they're like, "Because we actually need a singer for whatever gig it was." And I was like, "Well, how much?" They're like, "You make like $500." And I was like, "What?" And when you're a broke college student, I was like, I'm there. And then that just turned into one gig after another. But I was still in school, and so it just by the 3rd year in college, I was starting to get so much work that I needed to make a decision, and then it turned into a career. Quite frankly, I always say, as a Black girl from Michigan, in the church, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free, as the gospel hymn says.
Mm-hmm.
But now I sing because I know that this is really this is my voice. It's, whether somebody likes it or not, I sing because I have to. It's like a breath. It's like breathing to me. It's what I would do whether somebody paid me or not. We want them to pay us. Now, we really want them to pay us. However, I know I would probably do it whether they paid me or not. So.
Incredible. Talk to me about the initial connection with Madonna. Obviously, that's a huge collaborator with your careers. Donna, you were attached first, if I am correct with what I've heard over the years. Is that right, that you sang the demo of Open Your Heart? That's the urban legend anyway. Is that correct?
Yeah. Gardner Cole was a friend of mine, my boyfriend at the time, and he was one of the writers on that song. So I ended up singing the demo, and that got to Pat Leonard, because Gardner started writing with Patrick Leonard, and he had heard my voice on that song. He started calling me into his studio to sing on all these records he was producing. So I was hanging out with Fee Waybill from the Tubes and Carly Simon, all these people, doing these sessions for Pat. And then the tour came up, and I started bugging him every time I was over there in the studio, saying I would be perfect for this tour. You don't know, but I dance too, and everything. And he's like, "Oh, they already hired girls." So I just kept seeing him, kept bugging him, and finally one day he just called me out of the blue saying they need to replace someone, and can I come to an audition? No, can I come to meet Madonna that day? And of course I was like, yeah, of course. So an hour or so later, they said, oh, she changed her mind. She's going to have a big audition, an open call audition. So I had to get ready for that. And I was like, I had auditioned for so many things and never got it, like from, commercials and movies and videos and everything. And I was like, I'm getting this one for sure. So I just got ready for it and went in really as prepared as I could be. Yeah, and it went well. And then what was funny is they didn't tell me that day that I got it. They just kept saying, "Come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow," and I just did. Like for days I didn't know I had the job.
Yeah, right.
So they were like really testing me, I think. Yeah, and then finally I was just in there.
First impression of meeting Madonna?
Me or her?
She just looked totally.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, well, for me, she looked totally different than what I expected. And,
yeah, right.
She had like a suit on, little glasses, and her hair was short. And I couldn't believe how tiny she was. I remember that. But once I stood in front of her, and her presence is so big. And she was definitely commanding the room with all these guys, the band and everything. So that was, of course, impressive to see that.
Incredible. Niki, tell me how you...
This is so crazy because after all these years, I mean, this is like, I had never heard of that story before, Donna. I didn't realize we were both...
Really?
I didn't realize we were both replacements. I had no idea. That's so funny. So, well, I was in Vegas, and I was doing one of my gigs with the Righteous Brothers, and I got a call from Freddie. Well, I didn't get the call. Bill Medley got the call from Bill Medley and Bobby Hatfield, the Righteous Brothers. And they were like, they're looking for you in LA. They need somebody to get to LA. But it's going to be like they didn't say 17. They said it's going to be a bunch of music. And I was like, what's it for? And they're like, well, it's somebody named Madonna. Now, I was not really the pop music person. I was really more jazz. Like, I knew of her. I knew like, everybody get up, dance and sing. I knew that because everybody in my community thought she was Black. But I didn't really know like you must be my lucky star. I didn't know, they weren't playing that in my neighborhood. I didn't know none of that. So Bill said, look, we got a show tonight. Just fly in. If you don't get it, you come right back and we'll do the show. So I called Bobby Lyle, who was Anita Baker's musical director, and he goes, no, you need to come in and do this audition. And I'm like, no, well, they called me. I'm like, I got a job, and they're like, no, you need to come in. He goes, and I'm picking you up from the airport. I'm like, I don't even know her material. He goes, I got the stuff. He goes, come. So he sticks he picks me up in the airport, sticks oh my God, I'm going to show my age, the cassette tape.
Exactly.
in the car. There's a car with this cassette tape. So I'm learning it on the way to, and this is what novice I was, because usually when I worked, it's because people wanted me. I never really did a whole bunch of auditioning and stuff. So I get in there and there's like 200 girls. It was crazy. It was nuts. And I was like, no, I need to go first. I have a job. And so they started bringing me up, and we started pairing up with singers, and we'd go up on stage and sing stuff. And then they wanted to see if I could dance. They put me, and basically it was like, all I heard was, they can send the rest of them. And I remember Debbie Mazar saying to me, you got this. They need to go home. And the reason they were so quick about it, so I didn't have that whole lag time, because they had to be on stage opening in Japan in 1 week. So 17 dance steps, 17 that I had to fit. That was part of the prerequisite. learn all these steps, learn all this music in 7 days, and finagle this stage and learn all that. So that's why I was like, I knew I was a quick study. I was like, I can do this, no problem. I didn't realize there was going to be, blades of, mini blinds flying in our faces during that tour. But that was the craziest thing. But I was used to working a stage. That was not scary for me. And because I didn't really have any expectation, I really didn't know her stuff that well. It was like, okay, this is another singer. I'm just here to help her out. I didn't think it was going to turn into anything, lifetime or, 20 years worth of my life, or pouring into somebody that way. But the greatest thing is that she knew for some reason that this combination, Donna and I, was the magic. I mean, Rolling Stone calls us her secret weapon, that we were the best sidekick she's ever had. So I say she blessed us just as I think we blessed her.
Incredible. Niki, what was your first impression meeting her? I guess if you didn't know so much about her, you just came into it seeing her as the boss, I guess.
No, for me, it was like, I'm here to help you. My impression of her was, yes, she's tiny. I thought she had incredible arms. I really was intrigued by that. I'll be really honest. I was so, enthralled with Debbie Mazar, and I hadn't, and I had the biggest crush on Christopher. I was like, I don't care if he's gay. I just want to be near this man. He was so, so beautiful, and so I loved Madonna. She was fun. She was, and I think because we were all so young and just enjoying the ride per se, I always say that Donna and I got to be with her in the sweet spot. That was the sweet spot, we just got to really grow into this amazing. It was like the storm was just really starting when we came on. I mean, we definitely saw the tornado and a lot of the storm, but but it was nice to be there.
But at the same time, I remember Eric Barrett was the tour manager, and he would lean into me and he's like, "Kid, this is as big as it ever gets." And he was saying when we were doing stadiums, he was like, the mass hysteria of her going into a town and playing the stadium and everything.
Right.
It was incredible. And for me, my first tour, to be on that, it was mind blowing.
And that wraps part 1 of our incredible conversation with Niki and Donna. And believe me, we're just getting started. In part 2, we go deeper and deeper, pun intended, on the hysteria of life on the road and how behind the scenes Madonna looked after them in ways the public never saw. They take us inside the legendary recording sessions. We're talking Like a Prayer, I'll Remember, Nothing Really Matters. We revisit the birth of a cultural movement as they share their first experiences of voguing in the clubs, and what it was like to be standing on stage for that earth-shifting Vogue performance at the VMAs. And speaking of award shows, how about presenting George Michael with his Vanguard Award? Opening the Grammys? Trust me, you do not want to miss part 2. Hit follow, leave a review, and we'll see you next time on 90s Gay.